So we just got finished watching The Conjuring about half hour.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Probably
we enjoyed it a
It
lot.
was probably an hour ago.
Classic, man. I saw this in theater, I'm pretty sure.
Me and Forrest saw it twice in theaters.
Twice in theaters.
Humble brag. I don't know if I saw it in theaters, but really like this movie. I think that
Like and subscribe. We should have said at the
is
beginning.
an outlier in a lot of movies because this knows what it wants to be. It executes it perfectly. It has some neat tricks that people weren't doing at the time. And I think it really started a push towards horror that can have a cool concept and really nail it.
It's still like a new horror genre, but like, do you think Insidious started that? Because it came out 3 years earlier.
No.
It's Insidious?
Insidious
That's
came out
actually
2010.
funny. That, okay,
Yeah,
I guess
it is
Patrick
weird.
showed
You know
up in
what?
there
Maybe I have to
first.
retract my statement because I've never seen Insidious, but I do know that made by
you
the
know
same
what?
guy, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. Because
The same Patrick guys in there.
Insidious is really good. Conjuring is like the best version of. It's funny how those two genres, or not genres, movies.
I always get
franchises,
mixed up
really
with
good.
Insidious and Conjuring 1.
I will say that I'm surprised it was as good as it was, and there weren't like jump scares in it that were like, because you expect a movie of this like type, a horror movie, to have jump scare galore.
Also, during the scary,
Especially early on.
a lot of the scary moments, it was actually like light outside,
Yeah,
but I didn't see it that way.
This movie does an amazing job at creating a terrifying ambiance. It does. It puts you in this room and you almost feel like it's so isolated and you're there, and it makes everything feel so trapped and quaint, and then it just builds up to something, and it's not even like it jumps at you. It like they'll zoom the camera in like they did with that scare on the armoire, where it's like she's walking around like there's nobody here, and then she looks up and there's just this terrifying figure. And then they use, which I love, they use music that it's like it's from like movies from the 70s or 60s.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
this like
Insidious does
scary
that
shit.
so much, and I guess James Wan, it's just his thing. He kind of brought that back. He has like a retro horror in a way.
He knows how to make you locked into a movie. Yeah. Invested.
Right away, it's like this is the introduction to Ed and Lorraine Warren, and we could talk a little bit about who they really are. Spider-Man. They're great. Like they're great as a protagonist. They come into play like halfway through the movie a bit more when the family realizes they need help.
Really feels like James Wan wanted to make an Amityville horror movie, and he like chucked them both together. There's some big like similarities in this, especially with the house feeling, and like it's more like, I know it's like there's a bunch, like there's a demon kind of like controlling the house, but it really feels like the house, it's like this big environment, and everywhere you go is just not safe. And it starts off slow, but it's a movie that totally captivates you into watching it. I really feel like there's never a dull moment. Every character is interesting in this. They all have their own little different plots, and they got stuff going on, and they're all being haunted different ways, and it's so neat. It's like a dollhouse, and you see all the different rooms, and they're different, and there's something going on. It's neat.
It was so good that like this movie was like the Iron Man to the whole Conjuring universe. It was so good that it spawned a universe of just like Annabelle spin-offs and maybe The Nun or something possibly. I don't know if The Nun is a part of it. It comes in later.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's one of the whatevers.
Oh, it's the origin to the demon. Starts with a V. It's later on in the movie. Not on this one. This one involves a witch.
Is Insidious on this list?
I hope so. I don't.
No,
It's not, which I've never seen.
Sinister.
Man, it's so good.
Sinister, yes.
Do we know
That's
what's
not in this
next?
universe. Skinamarink. I can't remember. It's. I think it's one that we saw. But anyways, we got to stay on the topic of this movie. How it starts is the classic. You see a family move into a new home. This is very familiar. This happens a ton in horror movies. Family moves into a new house, and then crazy shit starts happening. Now, so many movies get it wrong, and they just chuck stuff at you. But this is such a nice gradual grow. And then by the end, they have kicked it up so intense that it's like a mile a minute. and all of a sudden things are being thrown and chairs are upside down and women are trying to kill their children and people are screaming and wind's blowing, and it's such a good paced movie. I could say that this to me is a perfect horror movie story. It is. Is it the scariest horror movie I've ever seen? No, but I think that it's the best told story that has scare elements in it.
It's like it's funny, right? It's like an adventure, like a fun adventure where you're just following Ed and Lorraine Warren, and it feels so like cohesive and nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like Evil Dead, how it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Evil Dead inspiration in this, I feel too. Like especially with the end possession scene where it's like the bag rips and then you see her head and she threatens them, and the spinning and the laughing. I really felt like James Wan delivered a love story, like what is it called? Like a love letter, not a love story. He made the Notebook. No, this is like a love letter to so many of those movies, like Evil Dead, Amityville Horror, those ones, Exorcist, like so many. If you go pick, you're gonna see tons of tricks from those movies, from the music to the camera work, and I love the authenticity in this. I really felt like this was 1971 shit, and I loved the little tricks they did, like when they had the camera and they had it all smaller and a little square, like it looked like in the 70s with the little round edges cut off, and they followed people around, like,
There was that one part where someone was like, dude.
Oh yeah, they said dude at one point, and we all kind of start talking where that came from.
Yeah, but that became a thing in, I guess, New York in the 1880s.
Yeah, apparently people saying dude all the time, but yeah.
I did read about this.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it had a different meaning then. But it did say it had a resurgence in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now,
All right.
this was 71. That's cutting it close. I don't think they were using dude like that in the 70s.
Yeah, he said dude that way. Yeah,
I know you're talking.
Dude. It's like, okay.
So they say this thing is a demon, but it's a witch. And the witch was a human that maybe became a demon. But when they say demon, I'm thinking like Pazuzu. He's scared of demons. I'm thinking Pazuzu.
He got so scared he had to piss himself.
Because because you know what? Conjuring never deals with proper demons. Maybe later, and like the devil made me do it.
Does it not? Is it all witches?
I think it's because like later on, it's an evil nun, but that nun is. Oh wait, that's a demon. Because there's an origin story of the nun movie.
So you're just talking about jazz?
No, it's just this one where they say the witch is a demon, but like.
Well, I bet she was a witch that is now a demon.
Yeah, I guess.
When she died, she probably demonified.
I guess so. Yeah, no, I guess all this was to say that, because you mentioned it's like takes inspiration from Exorcist. Yeah, Exorcist began with like the old guy priest out in the desert, kind of like looking through some artifacts, and that's where like the Pazuzu artifact, he discovers it, and I guess it kind of somehow finds its way to Reagan, and I forgot where I was going with this, but they kind of go like, oh, we need permission from the Vatican to get this whole thing done. I love how like this is the movie that made it feel like official, like because exorcisms, it's like, oh yeah, you got a demon, exorcist, pretty easy. But now it's like, oh no, it's like that's never really done, and it's like an old relic that even the church doesn't do.
I'll say though, the church's dicks in this movie.
Oh yeah, they're
like, we can't help this family. They're not part of the church, and they don't donate to us. It's like,
I know they're not.
And it's that the kids weren't baptized, but they had crosses in the house. I'm like, they're Christian enough. Go help them.
True. I know, right? Also, wouldn't that make things worse if you brought? I don't know. The people that are getting possessed to a church.
Well, so how does that priest know that they're not baptized? Just like off the top of his head, he's just looking at the kids.
Was there like a name of the demon? You know how Exorcist has a Zulu or
Bathsheba.
What is the name?
That was the witch. The witch's name is Bathsheba.
Okay.
Which kind of a demon, I guess. But she probably went to hell and became a demon, started haunting the house for some reason, I guess.
Yes, and this was like, there was in like the 70s and 60s, that was the big point where they were doing demon possession religious movies.
Yeah.
Then in the 80s, you got more into slashers. In the 90s, it kind of followed in with some psychological thrillers. And this was the big resurgence. This is where paranormal, ghosts, religious stuff came back into the fray. And then we got Insidious, we got Conjuring, we got The Babadook, we got Talk to Me. Like all these movies are still going strong. But I also think that they take a big cue from this movie to have your own voice and to do something unique and to borrow also from the past and make it modern now, which I think Conjuring does that so well.
Yeah, because James Wan in Insidious, he's the one that brought back the whole tiptoe through, and that's an old ass song.
Yeah.
But like they brought it back and made it fucking creepy. It was just like you see like the demon kid dancing down a hall, and it's like tiptoe through the wind, and it brings like a very unsettling like 70s style to it.
And a lot of people know about that song now because of that movie.
Yeah.
Right?
And like
I
I
don't know if
always
it's that
just
famous,
think about that scare on the armoire, how they did it. It wasn't a jump scare. They literally like did a camera zoom up to it. And that is such an old school thing.
That scared me in theater. I do remember that. When you say armoire, I kept thinking armchair. And it's like, I don't remember fucking scared in an armchair. But no, yes, I know what you're talking about. It's like the big dresser looking thing. And she's, because it plays the camera tricks on you. You don't expect it to be up there. Because nobody's looking up there until the fucking Bathsheba's there.
The cow's up there.
And I love the unsettlingness and almost like I said, The Shining here, because that's when the little girl gives the mom the music box and she's turning and she's listening and she's like, you can see it in there. And then there's boo, a jump scare. But then later she does it. And then you see this like heavy set person behind her and she's like eating or doing something. I can't remember exactly what she's doing, or she's killing somebody, something like that. But it's just like The Shining, like when you have that unsettlingness where you like see that person like dead and you're hugging her and just all weird. I'm like, so many good things from past movies that we're pulling here.
That was from The Shining. Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't know, everything just got so generic at that time. And we had the 2000 slashers, which were the biggest thing at the moment, like House of Wax and the remake of Texas Chainsaw. And they all just had this kind of drab voice. And this just brought, we can still be exciting by doing neat things and, subverting expectations by bringing back things. Like, it's weird.
In a good way, yeah.
You won't expect it, but it's still old school. It's weird.
They surprised you with like how James Wan, I guess, kind of like directed the movie, wrote the movie. I guess the idea behind this villain is that story-wise, she kind of possesses the mother of whoever's living on her property and makes her kill her kid. And that's why you saw like the heavy set woman. I think like the 1930s looking kid was like murdered by her. That's the whole thing there. And is that the only ghost? Oh yeah, we saw another one, like the maid. It was like, look what she made me do, or something like that. Right. So she's just kind of possessing people throughout time like that.
Yeah, it seems like she's got.
And she tried to do it again.
She's done this many times before, and also realtors let people know.
I know, right?
Like, stop hiding this shit. Tell them that there's been multiple deaths in this house.
They tried to explain that, and that the father says they bought it from the bank, and that's why they don't know who owned it last.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's how that works. Maybe, I guess so. But that honestly, listen, that's a good script doctor situation where it's like, yeah, how did you not know the house you bought? And somebody probably looked at the script and went, okay, they bought it from a bank. And then it's like, hey, you know what? You answered a little thing there. That's good job, James Wan. It's
I
a
know.
little thing, but I appreciate it.
I've seen, like, nowadays, especially in horror movies, like, scriptwriters are like, I'm sick and tired of finding creative ways to take away cell phones.
I know.
Like, it gives them such a big out. They call 911. It's like, if you make service not available, it's like, that's such an easy way to do it. But it's like, we're set like 5 kilometers out of the city. How is there no service?
Like, could haunted house movies just stop being a thing because houses become way too modern? And like, there's too many lights. There's too many, like the fancy ass in whatever you call it, inset lights like this is like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's brighter. Things don't look so like old. And so maybe, unless you want to do like, they already tried, remember that horror movie with the demon that's haunting Facebook or something?
The Messenger?
Unfriended?
Maybe. Unfriended. Yeah, that was what that was. I do want to see the Passenger movie. That's coming out that soon. Yes. That's creepy. Looks
also good. When you say that, all I can think about is how there was that episode of The Simpsons with the killer house. Trying to kill Homer to be with Marge. That's all I can think about.
Who was that? Vincent? Who voiced? Oh, that was that James Earl Jones. There was some famous guy that got to voice the house.
Yes,
it's like die, everybody die. And it's like, oh shit, that's amazing.
It's funny. Like, when I speak about this movie, I'm way more infatuated with the movie making itself and how all these things were put together as like a perfect symphony of history. And that, I know I'm not talking about the plot as much, but that's the things I love. Like just the little things here and there that are obviously would speak to this guy, and he would see it and he's like, oh, I need to use that. I need this was creepy. We can bring this here. And that's the coolest part about this.
It's like this movie was like the Terrifier of its time, where it like brought elements back, but did a spin on it, did it differently, did it better than a lot of the slasher generic ass movies that kind of came out afterwards, trying to copy, I guess Michael Myers or Halloween. Okay. So we laughed because like Ed and Lorraine Warren keep giving these talks to all these like university students, and it's like, what class is this? What were they? They're given like I know universities and colleges hold talks from random people, but like this is not something I feel like they would do. Just like maybe in the 70s, spiritualism or something.
I watched the thing. Supposedly they did do that. People hired them to give speeches about paranormal, religious fucking shit.
So Ed and Lorraine, because knowing who they are in real life, where they're just like shysters, they're just scam artists.
Yeah, I heard it like a month. I heard that like a month ago, but I didn't look too much into it though.
Yeah, they were just scam artists.
There's videos of them like during a house tour kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you're bullshitting. Come on.
Supposedly what would happen would Ed would go sit outside a house, he'd draw their house, and then he would like wait a couple hours, go back, and then he'd be like, I dreamt of your house. It's like, I draw it. Look,
man.
I came from far away. And it's like, your house is possessed. And then they'd pay them to like cleanse the house. And then he'd sell them the picture he drew of their house.
Or like hide something in their house. Look, I found this.
Yeah, it would be like
they tried to like clean up their image, at least because in this one they're like, oftentimes it's not anything. It's just like creaky pipes, the old house making noises. You know, they immediately are like like Ed and Lorraine Warren are the opposite of who they are in this movie. Mm-hmm. I like the movie's characters a lot. Them as people, I hear bad things.
That's all they are is movie characters, because the real people were much different.
Yeah, I don't even want to acknowledge the real ones because it's just no bad stories. But within the realm of the Conjuring universe, goddamn, they're cool characters.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh yeah.
They pretty much wrote Goosebumps books on the go. You know what I mean? Like they made cool stories. Like that's like Catch Me If You Can. You know that movie?
Yeah.
That whole story is pretty much made up. But it's a great story, so I like it. It's like such a cool story, even in concept, even if it's not real. It's such a good story and such a good movie. So
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
And Forrest Gump?
Nope. Oh, Forrest Gump.
What's his fucking name?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, not Forrest Gump. I literally thought like Leonardo DiCaprio and then Forrest Gump
I couldn't think of Tom Hanks.
Time I thought this movie was pretty scary, I think. Like I've experienced movies more recently that I think are scarier, but
especially a movie by yourself, and we're not laughing, making jokes.
Yeah.
And plus you're in hockey upstairs.
Yeah.
During a movie.
And somebody's skating nearby.
Yeah, we're doing this thing where we try to do heart rate monitors. I think we thought we were going to be a lot scared, like more scared, but with all of us in this room and we have to have lights on and
skateboarding back and forth.
We haven't watched any like jump scare movies. This one didn't have many. They had like, I wouldn't say that's a jump scare with, you know, that arm wire thing. That's maybe it makes you jump. I imagine jump scares like blah.
I love the scene.
I kind of want to see how they did the research. Like, I want to see if it was like a bunch of people in a room watching at the same time. Were they singled out and they were in a room by themselves, like with headphones? Honestly, if you watch these movies alone in a room by yourself with headphones, a lot scarier.
Oh, yeah.
Headphones make shit scarier because you're kind of like encapsulated in it. And sometimes they also use that audio to be like, something's over here, something's over there. I can understand that. Where the hands came out of the the wardrobe, right?
Yeah, like that. They actually show it. It's like,
yes.
Also,
that was a good scene.
Them putting based on a true story.
that scared me in the theater.
Oh my God. Based on Ed and Lorraine Warren talking about this, there's no way all this shit happened.
I also want to let people know I knew so little about this. I thought Elizabeth Warren was the one who hunted ghosts. And then I thought, pretty bold move to run for office.
Yeah.
I literally thought Elizabeth Warren was the one hunting ghosts.
Yeah, I feel like they got popular around the same time.
Me too. That's why I was like, oh, fuck. So this movie is perfectly paced. I have no issues with this movie. I think as a ghost story goes, It's right there with The Exorcist for absolute perfection. This was
absolutely.
a moment in time
Yeah.
where everything worked out and they brought new shit, new ideas with familiarity and camera tricks and bringing up the past to modernization. It's such a fucking bomb that just exploded, and it was so cool. Colors everywhere. That's all I can think about right now.
And yeah, I did find it scary in theater. Like there were, I movies like this, at least that's in the fucking franchise. I remember having like, being just like creeped out by it or having to look away from the theater, like, I know something's happening. You know what I mean?
I didn't see this in theaters.
So I think it was pretty effective. And yeah, it was a big revolutionary movie, honestly, for the horror franchise.
You see like Annabelle at times. This was like the tease. They do include her. Is it
It's a
weird
little-
that
it's funny.
they didn't do a movie with her?
With
Because
Annabelle?
Annabelle's like their biggest story, right?
Oh yeah, I see what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Like Ed and Larry and Warren aren't like. Where's that movie? Why didn't they do?
Yeah.
Did they do a movie with?
They did like the build up or like
'Cause
what happened in the past, but
the-
they never touched on her.
Yeah, you're right. Annabelle.
I think
I haven't seen the movie
It's
yet.
separate.
I need to
probably
watch it.
James Wan thought
But who stops
it
the
was
Annabelle
too on
doll?
the nose. You know what I mean? Like he probably wanted to do their other cases because I don't know. Probably everybody knew that one, and you could still be surprising. But
Do we know what year Annabelle came out? Because I'm trying to wonder if who was setting up the Annabelle movie
I don't know,
in this
probably
movie.
10 years ago.
I think
Or was it after
I
Conjuring
don't
2 or
think
something?
anything spawned until after because with especially horror movies, they don't plan for later.
Because it's funny.
2014, from a year later, actually. A
How,
year
okay,
after
so
the
maybe
movie.
he was. Maybe,
Wait, what? A year later?
So
Yeah.
maybe he was planning an Annabelle spin-off.
Oh, maybe,
that's
I
why.
guess. Fuck, I
'Cause
don't-
it's funny because they had a scene in here where Bathsheba, the witch, was like she was holding the doll Annabelle, which is possessed by a demon. So technically, there's two demons there at that point, which
There's
is
like
terrifying.
5. There's like Rihanna movies.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's Annabelle Creation, and something else.
Because I was wondering how
Curse of. Ooh.
that tied
Oh,
in.
the Course of
But
La
yeah.
Lorna or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I never saw that.
Sorry, he's talking. I'm trying to keep both conversations going at the same time. But
Superman.
Superman. That's crazy though, because I guess they were like Insidious worked. And then probably before this came out, there's probably Insidious 2, honestly. If it was 3 years between that, I bet Insidious, 2, and then Conjuring. Then they knew, like, this is going to be good too. So then they made Annabelle right after to whatever coincide with it. But the story of this movie, how it starts with the family getting to the house, and you don't see Ed and Lorraine Warren for quite a bit. They don't show up right away to fight this thing or like establish stuff. I don't even think you see them for like the first half hour maybe.
Yeah, they
but
just
it's
appear.
all just set up with this family and show you the tension and the kids, like how it starts, like they're in bed and then their legs get pulled and they they keep saying it smells like farts, which
Yeah.
I think is really funny. They keep going like, you fucking farted. And like I said, the build up, the intensity, how it ends at the end with the mom fully possessed. You could see that she was getting bruises on her body because this thing was feeding off of her. And then after it fed on her enough and she became weak enough, it possessed her. And then its main goal was to kill their kids, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
And then she had like the kid locked up in the basement and she was going to kill her. But then like Ed and Lorraine and the dad showed up and they restrained her. And then she started flying around and everything just up to this point with seeing ghosts, seeing kids like getting ripped out of bed, seeing monsters in the thing, Lorraine falling through the fucking roof all the way to the basement, and then people getting smashed by doors, falling downstairs, getting balls whipped at them. Bunch of shit. Like, it's such a wild symphony of awesome. And then it ends nicely. Nobody dies. And that's how you can tell this is such a crazy movie. This is so highly regarded, everybody lives.
Yeah, it's a feel-good movie in the end because it's a fun adventure and leaves you on a positive note. I did laugh at the Lorraine falls through a thing and Ed thinks that she's inside the wall for way too long. And nobody else is looking for
That's
her.
funny.
They're standing around like watching Ed, but they should be looking in the basement or that she's fucking screaming.
Yeah, she pretty much fell through. It looked way taller than it was. I'm sorry. When she fell, it looked like she fell 9 stories. But I think she fell 2, probably. And then she fell. She was in the basement. and you could definitely hear the basement.
It's an old
And
house.
she's yelling, and it's just ears to the wall for like 4 hours.
What's funny is he only figures out she's in the basement when Lorraine is running up the stairs to the basement. It's like it took you that fucking long, man.
And just as a little thing funny here, because like we said, perfect movie.
Yeah, I
pretty
like it a
much.
lot.
But when they start bringing Ed and Lorraine Warren, there's 2 guys, and it's like they're in their own movie.
They're very because they're not really explained because because I feel like their presence are tropes that you've seen in other movies. So it's like you know them based on the idea of them. Like one guy's a cop and he's just there for security, and the other guy is a tech guy. He's like Ghostbusters, and
But for some reason, they're cracking jokes. And they're like saying sarcastic remarks, and they're looking at the camera almost like it's like one of those mockumentaries. And then at the end, they're like sitting on the step, and then they pretty much like deliver like a corny like Fast and the Furious line, like same time tomorrow. And it's like, yeah, they fist up. It's like,
did a gust of wind scratch your face? And the cop's like,
I know. And then it's like, here we go again. But
I know.
anyways,
I think might as well have like bro fisted. Oh yeah, there's always something odd about the movie.
we've said countless amount of things about this movie. All good. I don't think we said anything that was really a critique. I couldn't have done this better. I don't think any of us. It's such a unique movie for the time, especially. It got less unique as time went on, but
I know. Like if I'm trying to think of what if I wanted to critique it, like what would it?
I rate this movie 10 out of 10.
Yeah. There's nothing that really stands out to me. Like fuck, I would rather this.
Because I also seen it there twice, and those are such
Scares
good
really
memories.
it was definitely a moment in time. This is a 10 out of 10.
It ends with like a happy note, which I always like. There's no all on your head. It's like it's all the good stuff. I get like if I wanted to be nitpicky, I don't like the whole like paranormal activity. I'm floating and then I'm like, oh my hair, because I don't find that person scary. But I'm not going to dock any points because it's whatever. I got other horror stuff from
too
it.
scared.
So I would give it a 10 as well. 10 out of 10.
Clean sweep. This is a big shift from what we've been rating
here's
all
the
these
thing.
other movies.
Okay, rate it on because it's a good movie, but rate it on scares, which you always do. How would you? Okay, rate it how you felt when you first watched it, and then how you felt
I still
now.
think it's 10
like,
out of 10. I
10.
do. I think if
I like scared from different movies in this list more because this is scares, not quality.
I had
of
fun watching theater,
scares.
so that's one
we
reason.
talked way more during this movie.
Yeah. Oh,